What's up, party people? Welcome to the Writer's Block Party Podcast. We are a podcast about creatives being creative. We come up with a movie, TV show, or product, and you get to tag along for the journey and the process. In this week's episode, we have
actress and comedian Fayelyn Bilodeau, and we get lit talking about the next new game show.
Welcome to another episode of the Writer's Block Party Podcast. I'm your host, R.C. Cepeda. Today we have your co-host, Andrew Godzillo, and our guest, Fayelyn Bilodeau.
Yay!
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. How you
I've
feeling?
never done this in my life.
You just did.
That's going to be a gift already.
It is.
How you feeling? How's your Sunday?
Good.
Good.
That's all I have to say. I'm fascinating. It's good.
What have you done so far today?
This is such an actor answer. I actually taped an audition today.
Cool.
And I saw a friend's show. It's like the most actor things I've
Is it
done.
a fringe show?
Yeah.
What show is it?
It's called Lock Your Heart. It's about his journey through. He was a very Mormon growing up and was a missionary and his way kind of out of that and such.
Cool.
Falling in
It's
love
good?
and yeah, it's great.
That's awesome.
It's 30 minutes, one man show. Very cool.
Nice.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show. We're happy to have you here. So it's the Writer's Block Party Podcast. It's a part think tank, part improv, tons of puns. That's where I come in.
Love it.
But real quick, we do want to give a good shout out to our friends at Trash Animals Podcast. They're another fun podcast. My friend and our friends from Texas, Trash Animals Podcast. They get weird. They talk about the cringiest moments in life that everyone has. And it's all out there. It's no holds barred.
Love that.
It's a great time. So check it out. Trash Animals Podcast. Wherever you find your podcast, just like how you found this one, you can find them. Trash Animals Podcast. But today, we're going to create something fun, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
So, okay. Movie, TV show, product.
Crap.
What you
Crap
wanna
and
do?
cracker. Movie, TV show, product.
The product could be anything. A video game, a comic book, an amusement park, a boy band.
It's just anything that isn't a movie or a TV show.
Product.
Product. Okay, perfect. Boom. Okay. You got 3 titles to choose from. Ready? Light It Up.
I regret everything.
All right. Light It Up.
Okay.
Gigabytes. B-I-T-E-S. And then, and I can't say this one without the way I'm going to say it, but nailed it.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
It's horrible.
So Light It Up. Gigabytes. Nailed it.
Okay, definitely not the second one.
Not gigabytes?
No. I don't feel like that's my option.
All right.
I'm going to go with Light It Up.
Light It Up. Okay. Light It Up. Why
No,
light?
I take that back. I got to go with the third one. It's just too dumb.
What is the third one again?
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Mailed it.
Oh, God.
No, I changed my mind. We're going with Light It Up.
No. You want whatever
Light
you
It
want.
Up.
We'll
Light
do
it. I feel like Light It Up. There's more. There's
More
more
to work
there.
with? Okay.
We could go anywhere.
Light It Up.
Yeah? Are you
Okay,
sure?
so it's a product, right?
Yeah, let's go
Product.
with Light It Up.
Okay. Why Light It Up? What was it considered
Because
so
there's
bad?
there's so many ways to take light. Are we lighting things on fire? Are we? That's all I have to say.
That's it.
Lighting the soul? Is it?
Yeah, it could be. I'm I don't know.
Spirit.
For some reason, my brain goes to how pale I am and just lights, and I'm maybe people are, I don't know, lit or something.
Well, you know what?
People
Okay.
are
Well,
lit.
going with pale. There's pale people in the world, right?
Yes.
It could be something that they take.
There are pale people in the
Okay,
world.
so wait.
Something
So
they take that brightens
Yeah.
their skin or lightens their skin.
Well, I think they
No, I
make
feel like that's a
something
dangerous road.
Yeah.
I feel like that's scary.
Well, just
Maybe I feel like I want to do an amusement park where we either blow shit up
that's
or something.
A place where you can
it's
go
all
fuck
light.
shit
it's
up.
all light based.
Light base, like neon
Yeah,
lights and all
yeah,
kinds
yeah,
of crazy
yeah.
stuff.
So are you
repurpose neon
is it like-
lights?
I
and
like
stuff.
neon.
Is
Yeah,
it like
yeah.
office space? You got to go mental on these actual neon signs?
No way. That seems dangerous.
But
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 also,
who wouldn't
Well-
love a place where you can just go and demolish shit?
Do you remember this show where these people are in witness protection? So the whole entire
I like where this is going.
yeah. So the whole show was done with like ski mask on, but they were filming a reality show, but they were also in witness protection, so they couldn't reveal their identity. So their entire character base is literally you never see their
Hidden.
faces. They're always in. It was on Comedy Central for 5 minutes. Anyway, one of the things this guy did is he ran a store which really was just a therapy store, but it was an empty like office space, and he would just like put like a refrigerator, a TV, a coffee machine, a fax machine, and he'd let people come in and relieve their stress by breaking and destroying all these things.
What if we stressed people out?
I love where your head's going.
But that's it? You just want to stress them out?
I want to scare people, but how do
Okay.
we do that with? That's my brain like always goes to like, can we just like fuck with people instead of like
We could.
relieving stress?
People would pay to. I firmly believe that there's people in the world where they're completely stressed, and they would pay to maybe stress them out so much that
They're
it'll
ultimately not
unstress them.
stressed.
Yeah.
Or
Is that
there
a
could
thing?
be, or we could do the like,
Or
is it a place where you come
ends.
to de-stress, like where it's like one object in a room? I'm like, we lock somebody in a room for 5 days with one light-based object, and they come to terms with their humanity. That's a place.
They'll be fine after 5 days.
Light it up.
You stand in front of a refrigerator light.
It's bright.
It's just you. You have to be nude.
You have no concept of time.
Exactly.
We're on to something though. I really do feel it. Is this place like in a secluded area? Is it hard to get to? Is it more theme parky, amusement parky? Is it like in a hidden like third, floor of a apartment building?
What if? Okay. I think I have an option here. So what if we try something instead of trying to focus on amusement park? What if we can still accomplish those things? We can still stress somebody out. You can still have it in a compact circumstance, meaning like we can have a couple of floors on the office.
No, I thought you were going to be like, oh, let's make it a game show, which Light It Up could totally be a cool game show.
Light it.
That-
That's
ooh, that's
actually
neat.
not
And
a
there's
bad
like
idea.
the game board is what you're lighting up,
And you're
or whatever,
putting people in stressful
you're
situations.
stressing them
Oh,
out.
that's great. That's great.
And they have
That's
to
great.
buy
That's great.
things, and
That's
they have to
great.
keep
it
Damn,
chill.
that's what I said. I said a game show.
Yeah.
So
That was all me.
We're creating a game show with Fayelyn.
That's actually a great idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Great job, Fayelyn. Way to go. You're a star.
Hey, you were great.
Nice.
Channeling your
Wonderful
brand.
idea.
Thank you so
Don't worry,
much.
we're gonna cut right away from all
Thank
that,
you
and it's
so
gonna be That's actually okay. So if
Okay,
you're
game
okay
show.
with that,
Yes, I love a game
That's a
show.
great.
show.
That's a great idea.
Because then we
Fayelyn. I
can
love it.
do. There's
you
so
could
many
do
options.
all the things.
Yes, it could land on any of those
I
things.
just watched a fucking Steph Curry game show called
Holy
Holy
moly! I went to that. I
Did
that.
you really?
Yeah,
Did you go to that?
Yeah, it was cool.
Where, they filmed it here?
No, I was in like Santa Clarita. But
But I
yeah,
mean, they filmed it out
yes,
here.
local.
I actually
locally.
thought they did it in Orlando, but that's all.
Talk about it.
Point. Wow. So the
It's a
whole point is
golf-based game.
it's a mini golf
Holy,
base.
I like
Remember
it.
that
I
show
like
Wipeout?
it.
Yeah,
So imagine mixing Wipeout with mini golf.
I love it.
It actually
I love
really
everything
fun.
that's coming out of
But
your
what's really great about this is that one of the fun things about us watching Wipeout is just we don't care if they win.
Right.
I don't care if they accomplish
Yeah, I
it. I
just
want to
wanna
watch them get
see-
destroyed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
Get people stressed
See,
out.
that's what I want.
There you go. So now we
It's
have
like
a game
Naked
show.
and Afraid.
Yeah, it's so. What if we mix that in?
I love
What
that.
if it's a no holds barred game show and you don't know
What you're
the
gonna get.
fucking show is?
That's
So
so
That's
all
great.
black.
Yes,
It's a
yes.
Japanese game
Yes!
show.
Which
You
goes
don't know
with
until you
Spicy
get there.
Boys.
But
It
you have to
goes-
sign a general fucking waiver.
Yes.
Would you like?
Yes,
you
I
like
love it. I
waivers.
want you to sign your life away before you play this
You
game.
sign it away. And the only thing we'll promise is you won't
Die.
die.
Probably.
Maybe.
Probably.
Only from the PTSD you get from
No,
it.
you won't.
And maybe we run them. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe the beginnings you film them getting their physicals, and then we make them go
Yeah.
through.
Like you look
I'm sure
serious.
nobody's gonna have a fucking heart attack either.
You won't. You
But-
won't die. Too bad. Like,
But
Horribly.
I think that could really work because now imagine how stressful that is.
that situation.
Because even
yeah.
somebody who's like, I could do anything, nothing will stop me. I don't care who you are. You
If
put
you
them
don't know
in a room-
anything and you're in the room, yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a show
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Netflix right now that's called Flinch.
Oh, I haven't seen
And
that.
oh man, I got addicted to it last week just watching it. It's really fast, but the idea is that they put these people in scenarios, and if you flinch, you get punished.
Oh my god, I would die.
So like for instance, one of them is they're holding these two metal wands in between these electrified things, and then what they're doing is they're like having somebody tickle them or something like that, and if they flinch, they move their hands and they
Oh.
control
Oh
the
my God.
punishment,
Wow.
and they get electrocuted. Not bad electrocuted, just a little shock.
Damn.
But it's fucking interesting. We could meld all these
Yes,
things
Okay.
yes,
together.
yes.
I
100%.
love this. I love this.
I like this.
I'm
too.
trying to think. Okay, if we make it like a Japanese game show, which would be great, right?
Yeah, like is there a
Could be
board?
anything.
Is
Well,
there a board?
I-
Is there a wheel?
I already
Is
know.
there-
I already
It's
know.
all lit. So it's like you have to like light up something.
What if
And
the game board is
Interesting.
an ever-going game board? And what if the concept here is
Ever
that
glowing?
wow.
Boom!
I missed it.
You of
How did I miss that
RC?
one?
But what if the idea is it's just called Light It Up because really it kind of encompasses all sorts of things as you mentioned.
Right.
But what if the idea is that let's say we're 3 contestants on the show this week. The winner of this week is going to come back on another week. But so
Okay.
we have this
fell, yeah.
general board that's constantly putting the leaderboards up there, and it's always changing because somebody on next week's show might do better than you, and you may not get to go.
So it's
but then they
you got
take
that
everybody who
comparative
gets
angle.
above this many points gets to go to this final, and this final is intense.
All right.
Or you could just have the one guy that's like the person, and then they're all trying to
Yeah.
like the Jeopardy
Yeah.
champion. Or
Yeah, I was like trying to think of the
Yeah.
latest
So they
guy,
just
but I have
stay-
no idea. So I don't. Okay, so this is my thing. So then what is it that's what is the light component, right? So like if there's like a
neon
champion,
lights, there's also fire. That's another form of light.
but like what does it look like when you go on? Like
You
the
don't
host
know.
is like
It's a black room.
No, what if it's all lit up and you can't see
That's what
anything?
I was
You're
thinking.
blinded by the light.
if it's like a completely white room, all lit up, and you can't see anything.
Because all the lights are on.
Yeah, it's
So,
just
okay,
like so bright.
Like
you're in a
like in the Matrix, like when he's in that white room.
Yes,
right?
like
Only
that's-
I feel like
would
it's called
assume-
lit up, but okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you need a component to just connect to the concept of the name lighted up, right?
Yeah.
So what if we start them, kind of what you're saying, in a white boxed room? I like this idea, and that's every contestant starts there, and then we use maybe
Are they all together in one, or they're
maybe
they're,
they're by themselves. And I
Isolated.
think we tailor each event to the contestant.
Okay.
So imagine here. So we run them through physicals. We run just general health
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And while we're there, we're also asking things like, "Hey, just so we know, is there any phobias? Anything you're afraid of? We just don't want to trigger anything bad." And we
But we
fucking do
are.
the exact opposite. And we trigger.
We're
the
going
shit
trigger
out of
happy
it.
on this
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
So now they're stressed doing whatever it is. So maybe it's something simple. Maybe I'm afraid of snakes and spiders.
So all there's in the
Imagine
room
if
is
there's-
a
So is it like a
snake.
virtual thing, or
We
is
could
it
change the
real?
environment.
Yeah, that's what I was
But
thinking.
then
What
we
if
can
it's all? Yeah.
So what if it's a video game you play?
That's what I was thinking, like Black Mirror.
But then here's the game, but then the game itself is like, say fine, you're in a white room, and you're like, oh, this is great. They sit you down, they explain the game. The game's like, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna play this game, and there's 4 walls, like 4-dimensional, that they're playing a game. Maybe it's even virtual reality. They're
Right.
actually doing it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, but this part is real, and I'm afraid of snakes. The floor drops, and it's all
Snakes come
fucking
up.
snakes. So the game is easy, but you have to do it in a room of fucking snakes. And somebody like me would be like, I'm out. This isn't happening. Sorry, I shit myself. I have to go. And that's what would happen there.
Interesting.
So what are you afraid of? What are your biggest phobias?
Dying alone.
Dying alone.
Make
No,
that
but-
fear
Let's not get
happen.
into that. It was also, would you be completely honest, or would you rather get it from like friends and family? You ask their friends and family, like, what are they really afraid of?
Because I don't know what
That's
my
good.
tangible like
No,
how
but
how
I think that-
Your
Your
parent-
my
your
thing is,
parents
but,
would
like,
know,
How
your
far
sister-
could we go
your
with that? Is it
siblings would
always
know.
going to be
I
like?
feel like I think if you have to give them something or a family member, but you have to be willing in your waiver that
Right.
something
To go
But
something
like
deep.
what's out of there? Yeah, but like what's so
I
I
mean,
think
we're not gonna like
Nothing allergic.
yeah,
Nothing like that.
nothing that's gonna
Yeah.
get you killed, and
No
nothing
poisonous
that's, and nothing
snakes.
that's gonna trigger like if you had a
Damn it!
traumatic if I had a traumatic incident where I was I don't know, let's say
let's recreate your sibling's
something
death.
yes,
No.
not even sibling's death, but just like
That one
sexual
does.
assault is out obviously.
Yes.
Like physical assault
Overly
is
traumatic.
probably-
Yeah.
That won't be.
But like if you're somebody, I'm afraid of home invasions. You want to
Oh,
fucking
see,
get my
that's
ass?
interesting. I'm afraid of being kidnapped.
Who is it?
Would you?
So-
But you said that you went to a place earlier where they did that. Didn't they like tie
Yeah,
you
so
up? And
yeah, they
kidnap
tied my
you?
hands, they put my like a thing over my head, and yeah, like frisked me against
that-
the wall. But again, I was it was high, so like it didn't really. I was like, weird. It wasn't like
Did it break your phobia of being kidnapped?
no, because I
kinda knew
think
it
I
was
just
gonna
already like I knew it was just a thing that wouldn't last very long.
Okay, so in this room, I'm thinking, okay, right. So they play the game, right? Then like I can imagine a box opens up when you get through, right? So then you go through that box, and it's another lit up room. Then you have no idea what the fuck is gonna happen now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I'd like that to continually move on, rather than just staying in the same
yeah,
room.
I agree.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sure.
And then like it's rotating all the people. What if you're? Ooh, do we want to have the
not
next
just your
stage of
fears,
going
it's
through the other
everybody
people's
else's
fears?
fears.
That's interesting.
So you're in a group. It's a group level. It's a group match play. So the idea is that you're in a group of 4, and your group of 4, we now have 4 different types or 4 people's phobias, fears,
Phobias times 4. Yeah.
Right.
circumstances.
Phobias.
Stop it. Just stop it.
God,
Stop it.
it's worse when you repeat it like we didn't hear you. We ignored you the first time. No, but like imagine like it has so like now you have these 4 people. So
Right.
maybe I'm afraid of snakes. Doesn't bother you so much. So the tables have tipped because it's not going to do anything for you.
Right.
The reason I say this is that show Flinch I was mentioning is somebody like there was a guy who was like a rock. through the entire thing.
Johnson,
But
Dwayne Johnson.
this one event, I mean, I'm talking he was a rock. There was nothing that this person had 0 points, no flinches, and it's pretty much impossible to do that. There was one event, they had a chicken, and it was just a chicken, and they had like one of those little dog shame tubes, the cones, and they filled it with chicken feed, and the chicken just came up and just pecked the feed out of the, not on their face, just out of the thing. The chicken never pecked their faces, but this person lost their
Oh,
shit.
see, I like that.
during
You never
this.
know.
You
Yeah, like,
don't
can
know
we
what
take
triggers
it-
somebody.
Can we take it? So my thing
Was
is
he
like,
chicken shit?
what?
Wow. Wow, RC.
Slow.
Boo.
What are the other things? Like I went to school with somebody that was like legitimately afraid of peas. Like the food.
the green
Yes.
peas?
No, I'm not kidding. I throw them at her.
Hilarious.
I'm so sorry.
I think that's fine.
And like one that's like obviously like clowns, like
I hate
home
clowns, yeah.
invasions, kidnapping, like what else? Like what's the? I'm trying to think of like the weirdest.
I knew somebody who was afraid of foam rubber.
heights.
That's kind of what I was like.
Imagine a
people-
room full of foam rubber and you're afraid
those
of foam
people that
rubber.
have, I forget what it's called, like the American Horror Story was kind of like based after this, like the fear of holes. Have you seen that? Where people look at like
I've
honey.
heard of that.
People
You
look at
told
honeycomb.
me about it.
People
Yeah.
look at honeycomb
Like
and they
reaching
freak
in,
I
out.
haven't seen that
No,
show,
just like
but
even
I
a
know.
picture.
You
Huh.
showed me that.
Being underwater, being
Tryptophobia?
Yeah.
Something weird.
Like stuff like that.
But that's the thing. Nothing's off limits.
Right.
I think
Okay.
we only settle like if somebody says the most traumatic, scary thing in their life is, I don't know, again, me being assaulted in a shower in prison, we're not gonna do that.
we're not gonna do
That's
that.
not that's just so weird
Yeah.
and
The
focused.
crazy thing
But
is,
So maybe
Jeez,
it's kind of like, well, I guess not all of them would be funny. Some of them are going to be inevitably ridiculous.
So it's like, but then I think that at the same time, we also incorporate between the boxes instead of little rooms. What if it's one lit up a virtual room, which then leads to a wipeout event? So like kind of the idea that something physical has to happen. You got to cross a bridge while these giant things are running across. So it's both an obstacle course.
I like
American,
that.
it's basically a
American
fear factor
Gladiators.
meets American Gladiator meets flinch. Basically, because then every time you get scared, maybe you have a punishment. Yes.
What if you like had their stress level? So you had their like
Their
stress
heart rate?
level,
You get their heart
Yes.
you keep it
Okay,
down.
this- it's like-
Otherwise,
this is
when
like
it
a
hits the
Hunger
light
Games
again, when you
scenario
like
happening.
all four average out and they try to get to this like level of like keeping it below the like the
Can you
tipping
control
point.
it?
Yeah.
Can
So
you
are
keep
we
your stress
seeing-
level below a certain?
Are we seeing the four travel through the room together? Are there
They're just
four
in a thing,
separate
and
ones,
then
and
things
it's
start
like, are we
happening.
watching the like split frames like as they go through, or are we watching them go through
oh, that's a
together?
good question.
I think it's almost. I think you could do it in one show. I think you can
In one
get
room?
through all four of them doing it separately. I just think
Okay,
that the
okay,
four
okay.
of them. I think that the four of them collectively get scored, and then I think the group gets a group score. And if the group does X better, then maybe they automatically go to the next round as a group.
Interesting.
But individually, if the group doesn't beat the next group's score, then only the person with the top score. I mean, this is a very
Just one
complicated
person?
game.
One person.
The
at a
fucked up
time.
thing though is, and it's kind of cool, is it's kind of shitty, but is we might be putting on phobias onto these people. Like they may have never been afraid of holes, but then they're gonna go through the experience.
This is what I want.
And then, like, so we're
I
gonna
feel like
You're finding out phobias.
they're gonna like
I want to.
Find your phobia.
find a phobia.
I want to.
Write your
Yeah.
phobias
This,
in
and
the
I'm getting the stress
Did-
component.
did you-
I sound like a terrible person now.
No, that's not
It's
terrible.
like
That's
I want to
interesting.
stress people out, and I want them to fear things they've never feared before.
It's easy. It's easy.
find
We'll just have everybody's mother call them up and
Right.
say, "You're never going to be successful," and that's it. And then hang up, and that's the
Everybody's
end of it.
biggest fear.
Everybody cries, and the suicide
How did
rates
you
go up
know?
huge. Yeah, it's just going to be really.
One room
bad.
is just somebody watching stand-up comedy for hours.
Yeah. No, it's you standing in front of a mic, and there's an audience
Yeah.
on this thing, and they're like, "You have 5 minutes." And if you don't know how to do stand-up, you're like,
Oh, that would be so great.
And
That's
then
great,
with a
actually.
But
heckler.
that 5 minutes is an eternity.
It's in-
"It's
Yes,
an
it's
eternity."
yes, for
and then
sure.
Be funny.
It must
Yeah,
have been
like-
5 minutes by now.
Let's
Yeah,
put-
like
let's-
make a speech on this. You have
Or give
yeah,
a speech.
Yes.
Open up the room.
The number
and
one-
it's
That's
1,000
The number
people.
one fear is like
Yeah.
I think most
It's public
people
speaking.
is public speaking.
Yeah. Well, let's put a pin in this because it's a perfect segue into talking about you and what you're doing out here. You've done stand-up. You've been in acting. You're an
face.
actress, comedian, singer as well.
Yes.
So,
I went to school for musical theater
Oh,
and then
awesome.
kind of steered out of that into stand-up and movies and TV and all of that.
Nice. Do you have any preference in what you love the most?
I mean, I love musical theater. It's like I went to NYU for that, and like I love that, but that's definitely not like what I feel like I'm like is my strength. I love to make people laugh, and I love to talk, obviously. Yeah, and a lot of the parts I book are just crying. So like, just like I love to cry.
Well, that's great.
So just like really a fan of this game show we're making happen.
Can you give us a fake cry? Just kidding.
Totally. It would be terrible. It'd be like a laugh cry, like. I do that all day, every day. It's fine. Yeah, but I definitely prefer I liked stand up when I was doing it. But I would say, I mean, honestly, it's all fun when you get the opportunity to do it. Singing gives me massive anxiety in front of people now. Everything else is like.
So if you were doing musical theater, when did you develop an anxiety for singing in front of people?
Well, like in school, they like break you down to build you up, and that's very much like, okay, like I'm gonna relearn how to do this, and I'm also like surrounded by like amazing singers, which like just gives you like this weird complex. And
you were at NYU.
Yeah,
you said?
I went to school with amazingly talented humans who were like winning Tonys and all of this, and it's like that's amazing, but it gives you like a weird.
Exactly, I can see that.
But it's also like
you didn't have before,
and also like I'm better at other things than singing. Like I that's not my greatest strength. So it's like I know when I'm acting that I can trust myself for the most part, or like
you have more passion, I'm sure.
Stand up, like all of that. Like that's much more like. My anxious body can manage that, but like when you're trying to sing and like work through anxiety, your lungs give out, and you're just like, well, that happened.
Could you mix both and then do a little stand-up set about that? Like, hey, well, my lungs gave out, but you know what didn't give out?
Probably. I mean, the number of times like auditions that I had that I like, there was one I was like just stayed in the wrong key, or just like started over 3 times, and it's comical now, but it was like. I was like, okay, I'm moving, and I'm gonna like start over.
What was your go-to audition song?
I don't even think I had one at that point. I didn't stay after college long enough to really like audition for much. That was.
So what was the musical that got you involved in musical theater? That'd be something that connected you to that.
Yeah, the first thing I did was my sister was like assistant directing the high school show, and I was in like the 5th grade, and they needed like a baby June for Gypsy, and slapped a blonde wig on me, and off I went.
That was it.
And it was and then I did like Into the Woods and Footloose and like all that, and
I did Into the Woods.
I did Footloose.
I was a Rapunzel's
Oh my God,
Prince.
who were you and who were? That's amazing.
Rapunzel's Prince.
I played Chuck.
Jack. Wait,
what
did you say? Oh, Chuck.
Cranston.
We're talking about. Yes.
But it was only because somebody dropped out. I'm gonna be honest with you, I was probably far too old to play that part at the time.
That's amazing.
And the girl who was playing the
Ariel.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Yeah, the girl playing her was probably like 17 at the time, and I was probably like 20.
Yeah.
And I had and I was like, well, I'm gonna add this ponytail because obviously we're gonna ride this.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
It was fun, but that's interesting.
Yeah,
That's
no,
really
it's.
cool.
I mean, it's like I feel like I'm boring all of you.
You're not boring.
I love musical theater so much, but it's also something I have to keep like in. Like I'll be at work and I just like burst into a song where I'm like, oh, I hate this, I wanna die, and it's like where I'm like, that's like where like I have so much hatred and disdain that I must burst into a song, and I'm like, I wanna kill the people, and it comes out, and I have to like,
that's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, like and I have to do it badly, like it can't be good. It's just gonna be like, kill me now.
So Pop, you go right into a Christina.
It's just like it has to be. Just terrible. And when I was a nanny, and I used to do it to the little girl where I'm like, you're driving me crazy, I'm gonna kill you when you sleep. And it's like, well, maybe I shouldn't. And the parents thought it was funny. Thank you, guys. And I'm like, wow, I'm questioning all of our parenting skills. Like, all of them.
Was there a certain, whether it's a role or actor, and whether it's, or, in musical theater or in acting or in comedy, that just, what made you want to get into that world here in LA? And move out here?
I mean, my first crush ever was John Travolta in Grease, and my mom was always like, "Baby, I have never seen somebody so small like be so in love with John Travolta," because I was like 5 and just would dress up like only a slutty Sandy, not even like Sandy in the beginning. It would just be like
Sandy.
You go right to the end.
No, she was like, "You're gonna be a hooker or an actor." Like I don't know which one. And then like I loved Johnny Depp from a very young age, but Edward Scissorhands crybaby Johnny Depp, which was like also very sexually confusing. Where I'm like, you have scissors for hands, and I'm into it. Like I was just like very, very confused. But as far as like performances, I mean, I don't know when that became like who I was drawn to. Those were the people like early on. It was like beautiful men like Patrick Swayze and like people like men who could sing and all of that. And then it was, and always like I'm always in awe of like funny people. Like those are the people that if I run into, like I ran into the guy who plays Kevin from The Office at a grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
And if I ran into like Brad Pitt, I think I like honestly would be fine. But I run into like if I ran into like Paul Rudd in New York, I ran into once, and I almost like had a heart attack and died. Like people that are funny, I'm just like so in awe of, because I think that's what I love. You know, it's to be able to make people laugh is like, for me, that's the greatest gift anybody could have. Because I mean, laugh to keep from crying is my motto. So, you know.
Good motto.
Would you say that's your or what is your kryptonite?
Your kryptonite? Tell me, what makes you
in what
sad?
In what capacity?
What
like what
ruins
gives me
you?
the most?
Just like, and you kind of, I guess, touched on it earlier. Is like, you know, someone that is in comedy, right? Or like, you know, that someone that pursues that comedy.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, what makes me have the most anxiety personally is like singing, but like if to confront somebody who's like if I met Kristen Wiig, or like that would be like so crazy to me. Like that, I think I would be like, hey, I'm a person and you're a person and let's shake hands like people do.
Let's be people.
Like I would have trouble with that, I think.
So should we make Light It Up a musical comedy?
It's a game show.
I think there could be that aspect.
You can add that if somebody's afraid of public speaking. You're like,
Or singing.
sing. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Singing on TV. You just gave us one awesome fear that you have.
That's a good one. You can make him sing a song, but like really bad.
You're the lead in this musical. Get out there.
I have dreams like that. My dreams are like, do Sondheim from 10 years ago, go.
Oh, God.
And I wake up sweating and crying because I'm like,
I can do it.
I can do it to the woods again. It's been 10 years. And I have server dreams, like where I'm waiting tables and I can't.
Yeah, I remember having server nightmares. Like I wake up, oh shit, I forgot the ranch at table 22.
No, but it's a restaurant I've never been in. You have the whole restaurant, and like you know in Super Mario Brothers or anything with like I remember in the N64 like where you're like running up the stairs but you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, like Mario's just like running. Yeah. Like that's my dream, where you're just like you're running and you're not moving.
You dream you're Mario too?
It's like Sisyphus.
We have to talk later.
How dare you bring Sisyphus into this? That could be another one. Just hold something and climb up a hill forever.
A treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
While you're answering questions.
Oh.
It's literally Sisyphus answering questions on a big screen.
You know what?
Whatever.
I feel
the whole
like
thing you're on a treadmill.
making people be a
Singing.
telemarketer.
So
I feel like
basically
that would
the
be
idea
a
is to
thing.
torture them.
Yeah, like make somebody be a telemarketer for like 8 hours.
But you signed a thing that said that was
It's
okay.
basically a prank show meets Wipeout meets Fear
I'm
Factor.
so confused by our idea, but I'm into it.
But here's the thing: it's got everything,
changes
and it
all
can
the time.
be anything we want it to be. It'll be expensive.
There
That
are
is a guarantee. But honestly, I like the idea that it's ever changing to the people we're doing it with.
Because there's so many.
Look at this. We just talked to you for what? You told us about yourself for what? 5-10 minutes?
Too
there?
long.
No.
That's how long
It was
that
great, and that was all wonderful stuff. But what's really interesting is we just found a very interesting information about you, and that is you love musical theater, so you wouldn't shy away from it. But I could put you on TV in front of 100,000 people live and say, "Sing this song from Grease," and make up a musical.
And I'd be like, ah!
And it would probably, and you would be as a performer. That's going to give you that anxiety and stress that you're looking for.
I could talk about nothing endlessly. Be like, just talk.
Yeah.
And I'd be fine, and then be like, sing for like this audience at The Voice, and I would just be like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because that's the thing. So imagine if we get the right type of interview.
Ooh, people are afraid of vomit too.
Yeah, some people don't.
But that's the thing.
People
We
Watch
have to
these
probably
people
Can't
grow
hear
up.
it. Okay.
I'm never
Whole
listening to this
grow up.
podcast again.
Honestly, though, as crazy as this sounds,
Yeah.
it would almost be worth it. Because here's the thing. If they sign a waiver, too, let's say the kidnapping thing or the home invasion thing, that game show doesn't start at the studio. That fucking game show starts at their house.
Oh, wow.
That game show
That's
starts
where it
there.
starts.
This is so messed up, and I liked it.
Yeah, imagine we're
Yes.
sitting here right now, and those doors. But I almost wish we had this set up.
You don't
Those
know
doors
when it's
bust
gonna
open,
start.
and all of a sudden this table gets
It's happening!
You get snatched out of here, and we're like, "What the fuck?" And we
Ellen
really sell it?
DeGeneres appears.
Have you guys met Frank? I'm just kidding.
Or somebody comes in and caps Ali in the knees or something. It's just
It's a game night.
It's
like
like
a
game
I
night.
would never recover.
I do feel I'm picturing like one person in a room with the white screens and like they turn on into like an actual live just of millions of people like looking at them like just all the eyes.
Oh my god, I love this.
You know,
This
that
is
would
so
be-
messed
So
up.
you're brought into it, and then it's like all of a sudden you're like, "This is filmed in front of a live studio
Yeah.
audience," and they're all around you.
Now, dance.
Sorry, I just thought of another. Like,
What's
if you see just if you see the audience, just like another fear, like all those people are just laughing at you.
Oh God,
That's the worst.
that sounds horrible.
I know.
They're not laughing
Because
with
there's
reason.
goofy music behind
Yeah,
it.
like that's another fear. Just like
Every
people
time I
are just
walk,
laughing
They're
somebody's
at
not
you,
laughing
trombone.
with you. They're laughing at you.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's where my brain goes.
Oh,
That's a terrible fear. That's mean.
That's a hard fear, but those are really deep rooted shit.
Yeah.
There. And I think that can really make it interesting by really pulling from a place, and it separates from all those other shows, those wussy fucking shows that are out
Yeah.
there. We put out something hardcore that people you have to be physically ready, mentally ready, and we're gonna break you down.
Our floor gives out and you're just submerged into water. Good
Yeah,
luck.
Good luck. They shut the roof on it. And the only thing they don't know is underneath in the darkness of that pool are 2 divers waiting to capture your dead ass out of the water. And then we drag them up to the surface, right on the verge of their fucking lives. And then the show ends, fade to black. Rest in peace, the contestant's name. Holy shit!
This is so effed up.
No, I'm just
It,
kidding.
I love
it should start
Right.
from it should start from the very, very beginning, like you're saying. I'm picturing, in like you open your mail and then like you get like just this little white box, and then like you open it, it's like something
How you
so
know you gotta-
so like so minimal, but something so scary, so generically fucking
Like an engagement ring box. but
Would
lit
you
up.
think?
Is it Jared?
It's like it's a glitter
Funny, I
bomb.
had the theme song stuck in my head for a week. I've been like, it can only be Jared for literally 2 weeks, and I want to die. Anyway.
It's a glitter bomb. So
glitter
then you have to
bomb.
like do all of it and then come home and clean up glitter.
Yes.
So the game show starts. So wait, that's it.
Yes,
Maybe that's
moment
it.
1 starts
The
then.
game show starts the minute you open the box. So, and they tell you that you're going to receive a box. The game will not start until you
You don't
open
know
the
when,
box.
you don't know what time.
As soon as you open the box, you're accepting all the terms of the game.
Yes,
and they
yes,
get
yes,
glittered.
yes, yes.
And that's how we know they did it, because they open it up and they get glitter bombed. And our camera crew, who's obviously staked outside, is like, it's on. And the fucking game starts. And for 1 week straight, it's all a game. Oh my God.
Yeah, so do they get like? So then, do they should get just plucked from their everyday lives in the scariest way that is personal to them, and then put in the.
We
And
almost
then-
have-
and then
our
given-
legal
get-
team
then given the
would have
box?
to work fucking
No, I
overtime
fuck the
on this.
legal team. It's
The
fine.
highest
They
paid
signed a
entertainment.
thing.
That's not.
I don't
it's
need-
not
I don't
that
need
easy.
It's gonna
realism.
be a well worded waiver.
Oh, super well. But
Screw
that's
your
the thing, because we
realism.
also have to have somebody involved. Because here's that's really fucked up. We also have to be responsible. And on the back, no, to some
This
extent.
is not gonna happen, Andrew.
No.
We're not
Just on the
doing
back
this.
end, as far as technicalities. So obviously, if we pluck
This
somebody
isn't gonna
from
be
their
on
job,
ABC,
we have to be able to
fine.
pull them off their job, and we can be like in the background, like we've already called their boss. We've already informed their boss this is happening this week. So like even worse, everybody already knows you're fucking getting ruined this week.
And what assholes for not telling you?
Adult Swim would let us do this.
Oh my God.
Sign a thing.
They would already sign a thing. Most of them would be actors.
We're
Let's
reaching
be
out to your
honest.
friends. Yeah, totally. It would be
It
us.
would be just a bunch of
Like,
assholes like
yeah,
us.
I'd do this.
I'm free. I work at a bank.
The easiest
Want to be on a game show?
Sure.
Yeah, hell
The
yeah.
easiest way is to like have it on their phone, where it's like, scroll to the bottom for that you agree to everything, but it's all in that text that no one ever fucking reads.
Read it.
Whenever
Right.
you download an app, right? So it's all like 3 lines up. You might die in this if you participate in this.
Yeah.
It's all in there. Yeah, we're fine.
There is a 0.1% chance you could die. Do you still want to participate?
I think we should up the point
Yes.
percentage.
1%. I mean, there are enough people in this world who'd be like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Nothing scares me.
Yeah.
And then we find the thing that scares the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And we ruin
Yeah.
it.
Think you have no fear?
Yeah. Think you're fearless.
You haven't met us.
We're gonna light your fears up.
And that's it. And then maybe we just burn them alive at a stake.
Light it up.
Light it up.
Light it up.
Watch Light It Up this Monday on ABC.
ABC.
Yes.
Disney owns everything. You know they're gonna buy it.
Or just put it on Disney Plus and we're.
It is Disney Plus material. See, that's awesome.
100%.
That is so cool. Well, let me ask you
And
this:
then
what would be what?
Do like a family version of it.
Oh, no.
Like
Oh,
Family Double Dare?
Throwback. No, yeah.
Wow. And it's just what? All right, Dad's doing it. So you have to do it,
No,
son.
The kid has like a bandana in his mouth. He's being held over sharks. So you have to answer all these questions. Like I don't, and there's like slowly.
But they're old Trivial Pursuit
Yes,
questions
yes.
that nobody knows.
I don't know.
Okay, so millennial kid, tell me who Milton Berle is. Who the fuck is Milton Berle? Dead. Mom and Dad have to watch. That's their game. Watch your kid die in a pool of sharks.
They signed a waiver.
They signed
They
a
signed a
waiver, and that
This
kid's
is
not of
honestly
age.
my kind of game.
You're sick.
I know.
You're a monster.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
You made
Would
us
it be
do
too much
this.
to try and come up with a theme song for it?
Oh man.
with your musical talents?
It has to be.
Putting you on
No
that
pressure.
I don't know exactly, but it would have to obviously be super upbeat.
Light it up.
Yeah, it would be like
Light it up, you might die.
Light it up, like it would have. I want it to be so perky, and then at the end just. Yeah, and then like
Yeah.
and then just like
So it's
something.
really
And
catchy.
it's just in the background. You might die.
Yeah,
No, that's it. It's in the song.
just like
so it's
someone pops up.
then you jump and you might die, and that's the end of your life. Light it up. It's like-
Or there's like no. Yeah, I like that better because otherwise I feel like it would just be like, prepare to meet your death, and then just like.
No, I love that because you know how like there's a lot of songs nowadays where it's all like sexual. Like when you actually read the lyrics, you're like, the fuck are they saying?
Yeah.
So the same thing. Like we're putting like you actually might
Yeah.
lose a limb, you might die.
It's like-
You might
it's the
lose your head.
disclosure.
Yeah.
We just sing the
We
disclosure.
sing the disclosure.
We told you right out the
Yes,
gate what's
sign
gonna
it
happen.
there.
You signed a waiver.
There is something inherently insidious about like the Wiggles and like the Teletubbies.
Yeah.
So if our theme song is like that
That
like
creepy.
the son with a baby face in it, and it's like you're gonna die, boo boo doo boo. Like that's what I want.
That's what you want. That would be great.
That's what I want.
That's all. Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
it's
I
like
do
the
have to,
disclaimer in the song.
I do have to
That's
ask, what's the prize? What's the
You
prize?
don't-
Life. Your life.
Besides your life, obviously, by the end
No,
of it,
there's
they might be like, "I
mistakes.
don't care about a prize."
Wait, so
Oh my God!
they're
there's a way-
playing
we
for
have
nothing.
We have to hook them somehow, right? And we obviously can't threaten to kill their family. But imagine, imagine.
Liam Neeson is the host.
I will find you.
Yes.
Imagine if
Bam.
the prize.
Yeah.
So how about this? The people that are playing, we not only we'll put a monetary value on it, like great, we're going to give you this much. But the best thing is that we're going to give them security. So the idea is that they're playing for. They've privately given us a list, and an accountant has verified all of their debt. There's a house to be bought. It's like something really. It's got to be personal.
Paying people's debt.
We're going to pay their
I mean that's
entire debt off if you
Honestly,
can win the
dangle
game.
me over some sharks.
Yeah.
My kids.
That's
sure,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
But that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. If it's like, hey, you have a mortgage, and it's your mortgage happens to be $1 million,
Have
we'll
no
pay it off.
fear.
We'll pay it off.
But have
Light
fear
it up is
here.
here.
How? Because let me ask you this: how many people wouldn't fucking face their fears if there's a chance? You can basically
Absolve
get a
all their
clean
shit. Yeah.
slate.
That's
That's what we're
really
offering.
good. That's
The prize is
really
the
good.
clean
Uplifting.
slate.
And if you make it all the way.
If
That
you
make
win,
it
that
to a
is
certain-
the American dream.
you win money along the way. Every
There has to be
contest you win like
limit,
$1,000
Yeah.
a
or
certain
$5,000.
amount
Yeah.
of your debt, not all of your debt, because we can't just be paying people's debts.
We're gonna already have it verified. We can cap it, obviously. We'll
That's
cap
right.
it at like
Just cap
$1
it.
million, let's say.
Cap it.
But
I'm
the
not
idea
made
is
of
like,
money.
So wait,
And
are we
the
only
tagline.
we're not paying for it. The sponsors
are we
pay for
only
it.
The
paying people's
tagline-
debts? Can they just get a big check? Like,
Obviously,
what's
Monster
the-
Energy is sponsoring this fucking show.
I want them to get just a
The
big
big
ass
giant. Yeah.
check.
The tagline's gonna be death for debt.
Pay off, but honestly, debt is the one thing that they tell you you're always going to have.
Yeah.
Debt is huge. Debt is it. If you promise somebody who's like never been well off, never had without debt, put themselves in a hole. How many people have gone on like a fucking GoFundMe and saw somebody like, hey, I'm a fucking deadbeat and I just don't pay my bills and I'm broke and now I'm like 25 years behind. We've all been there.
Yeah, I
We've
know.
all got debt. If
They're all-
somebody offered to wipe my debt free, there's not a lot of things I wouldn't fucking do right now. So imagine a game show that now says, look, we're not telling you how much it is right now, but when the game's over, we'll tell you how much
End
you won.
result is
And
this.
it's different because everybody's debt is different. So what you could be playing for $1 million, but he might be playing for only $20,000. But you're
My
playing the
debt is
same
different.
game. So it's a real mind fuck because how hard are you fighting
so
for it?
funny.
Are
It's
you
personal. It's
Are
personalized.
you fighting for
and customized.
$20,000 or are you fighting for millions?
Can I fight
Vice
for her
versa.
million?
No. I think that's the
I
thing.
just
is
keep
that-
thinking one
but
of the
you don't
rooms
know
should-
how much she's playing for. Nobody knows.
Yeah,
that
it's
could
a
be
good start, yeah.
interesting.
Like I could be out. Like, what is an episode going to be? They can put me on a corner and be like, "All right, go make enough money to pay off your debt." That's fucking scary. But I'd be like, oh,
We can call
we
it.
start off in a room with just if the walls are covered in your credit score.
we're gonna make you look at your credit report. No, no.
We can call it your debt to me.
Wow.
This took a very strange adult turn, and I'm really into it.
But here's the thing. That'll hook people to
yeah,
watch
it's
it.
so natural.
Yeah, no, it's
Everyone
like
personal.
relatable.
You have something to truly gain. Like
Yeah.
it's tax free. We're gonna tax free pay your fucking debt off. We're gonna wipe your.
That's
slate
kind of brilliant,
clean.
actually.
Yeah.
And now these people have
Because that's
nothing
so
to
much
lose.
more incentive
signed
to
a
sign
thing.
your life away.
And they signed a
They signed a
waiver.
waiver.
Because here's the return. It could be really fucked up. You could be like, we'll double your debt if you lose.
No. Welcome to
You're gonna get audited by
America.
the IRS when this is over if you lose the game. Shit. That sucks.
This
We're-
game is.
I really
is-
should have read the fine print or listened to that song.
Contract.
This
Should've
game
listened
just
to that
keeps
song,
getting
man.
better.
Listen to the theme song. It's right in the song.
It has such an upbeat
The song is called The Claws. It's right there.
It's written by Weird Al, so you just like kind of
Yes!
like.
Actually,
100%.
I love that. Weird
Yeah.
Al
It would be
writes
the-
some totally
yes,
do it.
100%. Wait,
And-
did we pick a host?
Liam Neeson is fucking perfect.
Is it great?
Liam Neeson.
All right, I
Liam
love
Neeson
it.
is
want Liam
perfect.
Neeson
Great, I
to
love
host
it.
the
Because
show.
it's just sinister enough.
I was just
Right.
gonna say which
But
version of
also-
Liam Neeson, but they're all the same.
Honestly, have you ever seen the Ricky Gervais show or what is
Oh,
it? The
extras, right?
No. The one is with what's his name? With
Life's too short.
Life's Too Short.
No.
Liam Neeson has a little bit cameo in it. I highly recommend you watch just the clip. But he goes into Ricky Gervais because he wants to pitch to Ricky Gervais that he should be in more comedies. And he's like, okay, fine. Why don't we improvise? Yeah, we can improvise.
Yes.
And he goes, all right, fine. All right, hi, knock, knock, knock. Hello. Hi. Are you a doctor? Yeah, I'm a doctor. I have AIDS. Immediately. And he's like, oh, wow. Let's take a pause, Liam. That's dark. Oh, is it? I thought you said we're improvising. We are. And that was great.
Yes.
But that's maybe banter first? Anyway, and it builds from there.
I hope maybe we could just like, I mean, this is like really not related to anything, but this is pitched to him as like his kind of branch into lighter things.
Yeah.
Because he hears the tune of the theme song, and we just like trick him into being our.
I don't think we need to trick him. I think
he would probably do it.
I think he would find the humor in it.
What if we take his family?
I'm not taking Liam Neeson's family.
He will find you.
He will. He says
Yes,
it
he will.
very
find
clearly.
you.
It's in the song.
And if you fuck up, Liam Neeson will find you. And like, it's just
Oh, that's it. That's the graphics to the song, or just him walking back and forth.
Yeah,
That's
he's
it.
just looking for people around
It's
the
just
world.
his face
Opening
staring into
boxes,
the
like,
camera.
It's like where the
He's
world
mouthing
is.
to Weird
San
Al.
Diego.
Yes.
Oh my god.
He's just mouthing to Weird Al. That's
Yeah.
it.
Jeez, guys.
Should
I've
we
watched the
should
shit
we
out of
send?
this
Should he be the one that these people? No, that wouldn't be scary.
No, what?
Yeah, that would, no. If like he's the one abducting the people. No, it should
stuff.
be guys in
Nah,
masks.
If he does it, it's not.
I love
That would-
that.
Then it's fun, and then people think it's.
I'd be
great.
like, abduct me, Liam.
I want it.
Neeson.
I don't want anybody to ever think that this is.
It could be anything.
This is a serious game show for serious
No.
people.
I don't want. You know what it is? You watch some shows or some even reality TV, and it's slightly scripted, or you know that they clearly are directed.
What do you mean?
Oh my God.
Spoiler alert: reality is scripted.
By the way, reality TV has script writers.
Even
Think about it.
The Hills has
reality is
deceived me.
scripted.
Yeah, well, TV has got a lot of
Kardashians.
writers who write TV. Anyway,
I love it.
so the idea is, imagine the show we have to legitimize the show so people know how real it is. So like, we should really make that clear.
We just
I
kill
love-
somebody first.
Do you
Shoot
remember?
right in the fucking
Do
head.
you remember in if we can make it like this, like in Truman Show, where like everyone was watching, like everyone was staying tuned.
Yes, that's
What
exactly
can
I was
we
thinking.
think of that will get everyone to be like, holy shit, this is live, this is right now, life and death situation. Like what can we do to?
We
to
have
make
your
Oh
it
my
happen?
God, we bugged their house. We
Everyone,
fucking
everyone's
put
houses.
hidden cameras in
This is
all
so
the contestants' house. We start. I'm telling you,
Oh,
as soon as
so-
they open the glitter box,
It starts.
the cameras go live.
Fucking
Show
good.
goes
That's
live.
great.
That's their last
I
ditch
was
effort.
thinking
The van
Truman Show.
outside.
That's exactly where my brain went in the beginning.
Huh?
Van
they're-
outside, like ready to
Basically, they get Truman Showed for a whole week.
Holy
And we can tell them what we're
This
doing
is
it,
so
but
good.
if we do this
I wanna
right,
watch
they
this.
don't know
I know.
when that week is.
This needs to be
They
made.
don't know when we've had people break into their house and set up their cameras, which we won't break in. We'll get somebody to do it.
Do we even like?
We'll get the Queer Eye guys to do it. 'Cause then it's like, not to abduct them.
Cross promotion.
Yeah.
No,
You
they're
know,
just there to
Netflix.
give them a sense
Sorry,
of
ABC.
security with the Queer
Cross
Eye guys,
promotion.
and then we bring in Liam Neeson to host a show where we
He just
fucking
pops
ruin
out of
their
the floor.
lives.
Okay, no.
Oh
do
my
we
gosh.
implant like a new best friend?
No. It's not like that.
Or
I
like
think-
they make friends and like,
Nah,
oh, no,
that's
it's too much.
That's too much. I like the idea that the idea is that they're just on 24-hour surveillance for the week they're on the show.
That's so scary.
But so,
but
okay,
good.
so
Is
then,
that not scary? That's the whole point.
So
so
scary, but
is
so good.
now, have we changed is it happening just in their like everyday lives, things are happening, and now there's no like box?
No, it's all
It
of
could
it.
be at the
It's all of
supermarket.
the above.
Yeah. And they're
Okay.
just like, like he's going for milk.
But like there's
and there's
no,
no
taking
milk.
Them, like there's no
Wow.
taking them to this thing.
There is. So here's what I'm thinking. It's both.
Like
so
maybe
for
if they
1
survive
week,
long enough.
For 1 week, they're doing competitions for they're actually doing game show stuff, just like a game show's done.
So
And
Whoever
then
wins
they're-
maybe gets to go to them. Sorry.
But then like the rest of the week, they're being
This is your show,
recorded
you
and
jump in.
filmed. So like the idea is that they whether they realize it or not, and maybe they learn after a couple of days, obviously. But the idea is that even after the game show, we follow them back to their house.
They
and
don't
there's
know.
a live feed online 24/7 of their entire whereabouts, and that's part of the whole
This is
game
So
show.
they, so they get the
Super
instructions.
involved, like a big brother.
They
type
get the
thing.
instructions
so
when they open
scary.
the box, right? When they get glittered, they get the instructions. That's
It's not
how.
even instructions.
It's
They're
a
only
virtual
told you're getting a glitter.
Liam Neeson.
I know, but I think for them, like they've already signed the waiver, right?
Right, they
They've
should've
already
read
They
that.
signed.
should have read the waiver.
That
So-
was
yes,
the
yes,
instructions.
When they-
that's already happened.
The box.
I'm
Get a
saying
box.
like
There's gonna be
for
glitter.
the content for the viewers to watch is they need to check off these boxes, right? So they open the box, glitter, psh, we're on, you're on, right? So they have like step 1.
No.
Go abduct a baby or some shit like that. Like,
No, I think it just happens to them as they're living their
Well, it's one of two
life.
things. Either they've already been told ahead of time, hey, you're going to receive your box today. If you decide not to open it, nothing happens. But if you open it, the game show starts. And that's all they're told. Period.
Yeah,
From
like
there, we
because I don't think it's a
control the whole
checklist. I
thing.
feel like it's like things. It's like Hunger Games, but like in their lives.
They are not supposed to know.
Right.
They should get no direction other than you've taken your test, we've accepted you. If you receive the box, if you
have
decide to
24
open the box,
hours
you have 24 hours to
Yeah.
open the box. If you don't open it 24 hours, fine. No
So
harm,
maybe-
no foul. We go and we take everything
Maybe
down.
like 3 or 4 people get the box like the same week, and it's like whoever survives that week gets to go to like the.
but what are they
right
surviving?
right under the box before they open, it says, open at your own risk. Anything can happen. Don't forget.
And then
that's
Liam
it.
Neeson appears in your closet.
Hashtag anything can happen.
Anything can happen. And that's it. We get basically unfettered access 24 hours, 7 days a week for 1 week. So basically
I can already hear the commercials like unfettered access.
right?
Liam
Neeson. Maybe you die.
Like honestly, but even if we did it
Probably.
once a year, because there was this really crazy movie with Eva Mendes, and the idea was Russian
Hitch,
roulette.
I know, crazy.
Yeah, Hitch was nuts.
Zing.
Yeah.
But don't.
No, but there was this one where she was playing like a reality TV producer, and they needed the next big show, and they finally got greenlit this show where it was Russian roulette, and there was these 8 contestants. You learned everything about them, and after you did that bio section at the beginning of like a game show, like I'm John and I'm from South Carolina.
How dare
And,
you?
You know, well,
I know him.
You do? He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's
He
really
died. So
You bring John into this.
the idea is that after your bio, you picked up the gun, and you pulled the trigger.
Wow.
So it's like bye.
And
Yeah,
that was
that's-
it. And
that's
they
crazy.
the game became such a hit that they only did it once a year, but it was the number
It's
one
like
watch
The
show
Purge.
every year.
Yeah.
It is kind of like The Purge. So now you get once a year, you get to watch people, and people love bloodlust. So imagine a show where we tell them
People love
anything
to watch
is
other
happening.
humans suffer.
Oh yeah, imagine
It
that
makes
game.
them feel better about
That's
the-
all. That's
yeah.
Fear Factor. That's
Yeah.
Naked and Famous.
Naked,
all
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
This is so fucking great. And then
This is
there'll be an
intense.
app that way, like you can like stay tuned, stay notified.
You get notifications.
You get, ding, this person just watched.
So how
the
do you?
bathroom.
So
John
how
from
do you?
South Carolina.
Are they
It's
competing
fucking
against
crazy.
each other to get to like the white box where then it gets worse?
No, I think
They-
the white
they-
box is part of it. I think
Yeah.
we can pluck them and put them in the game.
Like anytime soon.
the game
okay.
is the game
Okay,
is
so it's
all
just their
we-
lives.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the
So
whole thing.
So they're competing against each other.
I think they're competing against themselves.
Yeah.
Great, I love
for their,
that.
Their
I love
debt
that.
and for all that.
What?
Maybe 2 people.
The ideas are obviously other people, but I think when you get
Well, the
into
end
the game,
score.
we
The end
realize
score.
it
Yes,
doesn't.
that's
they'll
my
have an
thing.
end score.
The end
Is
score
it like a
determines
week
who
to
gets
week
the debt paid
thing?
off.
Yeah.
Are we doing this once a year?
I think if we do it right, you have one massive week and it's tournament
That would be
style.
huge.
That's
And
great.
so then
Yeah, yeah.
so maybe it's a 2-week show. The first week you learn about all the people. The second week is the
like The
elimination
Bachelor,
rounds, and by the last night, it's like the last 2 people basically fighting for literally their lives and for debt-free life.
I love this.
I mean, how
It is-
This is-
It is
so
terrible,
involved.
and I'm
yeah.
into it.
So we got the host, we've got the theme song, we've got the concept. Are we missing
It's a
anything?
disclosure.
The disclosure,
Not a
which is
theme
also
song.
the song.
We just
Yeah,
did it in
it's
song.
both.
I would love it if the fears all week were some like. There's one person that's just scared of like ridiculous things, like peas and bowling balls, and the audience is just
Somebody
like,
was afraid of balloons
is, like
on a show.
so let down. I know it's so great.
Weird.
Yeah. Well, people are allergic to latex. Some. So.
Well, you can't if
That's true.
if they're
That's what I'm
allergic
saying.
to it.
So
We
you
can't.
can't.
necessarily
You can't.
do it.
Yeah.
If it's, you have to
Survive
go-
this reaction.
Yeah, good luck. Your EpiPen. It's like almost got. Oh my God! It's like
Find your
it's like
EpiPen
saw.
in the
It's
jar.
like live saw. The idea is like your EpiPen's there. You just basically rub latex
Just out
on
of
it,
reach.
and it's there. But you have to put your arm through razor
Liam
blade.
Neeson has it. You must find him.
Yeah. Oh,
He's
man.
everywhere.
Would you do it?
There's
That's
so much
For
there.
a debt-free life.
Debt-free life. How much debt do you have? Like, I only have $5,000. This is a terrible show. To
Yeah.
go.
Well, no. Then maybe we like pitch it as like, hey, it's a game show, and then they're like, this seems terrible. We can be like, just kidding. It's a movie. And then we write a movie.
That's
Yeah.
It'll
true.
totally be a movie.
Yeah.
Could totally be.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a. This is a movie.
We could
totally
pitch
a
it as
movie.
whatever. No, it's not. Nobody's listening, but we could pitch it as whatever.
Honestly,
It's a game show.
we could totally make this real, and people would love it.
Oh my God! People,
No,
are you
they
kidding
watch
me?
the
This would
shit
be the
out of
highest
Yeah.
rated fucking show.
Oh, it
in the
would
world.
be.
Especially if it's one time a year.
Once
And like
a
we just
year.
amp it up with the marketing.
TV.
We're gonna mess up so many people's lives.
That's
They
the
asked
beauty
for
of
it. They
it.
signed
And
a waiver.
no, honestly,
the
this is
thing.
the direction I wanted it to go.
Yeah.
You
I
got
let
exactly
us
what you
here,
asked for.
and I like it.
This is
I
all-
would,
this is all your head.
I love reality television.
Would you be on this show?
Oh no, absolutely
Some-
never. Hell, fucking.
Yeah,
no.
we just gave away your tell.
Yeah.
The first thing starts out with, okay, don't lose.
Well,
Sing.
guess what?
See,
Here
but
we
I-
go.
Singing, I'm like, that's fine.
Hey,
but
remember
if
that
you
waiver you signed a year ago?
live in the dark for like this whole week, I'd be like, no, I'm out. Like,
I mean, that's the thing. Imagine that's the scary part. Anybody who does a game show, they're already nervous. He's like, "Oh, hey, what is the show? How am I going to do?"
What do I
well?"
expect?
I've been on a couple game shows,
Yeah.
and no matter what they are, you're like, "Oh, this is always a little nerve wracking." You're always a little out of element. Imagine a show where you walk in, you're like, "I don't know what happens. Like, has it started?" And like, I don't know. Has it fucking started?
go to the bathroom in front
Yeah.
of your partner.
Yeah, that's. Keep the door open when you're pooping. No, I'm out. Buzzer, I'm out.
Welcome to this nudist beach,
Yeah.
fuckers.
With your mother.
Oh God! This is a Japanese game show.
We just wrote a Japanese.
It's a Japanese shit.
We just wrote it.
Japan is laughing at us. Like, we did this last year.
No, they
Losers,
did it in
nobody-
1983. What are you talking about?
We've been doing this for 35 years. It's the #1 rated show in Japan.
We had
It's
Spicy
called
Boys
Light It Up.
on.
You just ripped us off.
Once a year.
Well, I'm set on this. Are you set?
I love this. I wish it were real because I would watch it.
I wouldn't be on it, but we watch
No,
it.
I would
absolutely. I would
never-
never be on this. No.
Would you be on it?
Oh God, no.
What
Are
if?
Do you
fucking
know
kidding me?
anybody that
I
would
would
be?
read the disclosure.
Well, what if in the song it's
I'm
like?
like, I heard the.
But
theme
by the
song.
way, if you watch this, you're also signing a waiver.
This is a audible waiver. If you listen till the end, you fucked. Like, oh, that's
That's
this
great.
Show is interesting. Immediately.
You watch it, you participate.
What if there is a special? Oh my God! Just a random at-home viewer. They don't know we've set up a reverse
At the
camera.
end, oh my God.
And then all of a
Yeah,
sudden we
behind.
fucking
You Facebook and Instagram them. You're next.
you're next.
You're always just like,
Oh my god, it's like The Ring. It's like
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
that
but
movie.
you're-
with
they're
the
always
cell phone
next.
killer.
oh my God, on their TV. So we get a shot of them watching the show on TV. They're an avid
Oh,
fan,
yes.
and all of a sudden the live feed goes
To
their
them.
living room, and it just goes
Their
hey,
webcam.
John from South Carolina, and he's like,
How
"Is
dare you
John-
bring John into
John's
this?
here, and he's from South Carolina," and he's like, "Me?" And they're like, "Yeah, John." And all of a sudden somebody comes in, throws a bag over his head,
Holy
throws him in a
Love
van,
this.
and he's like, "Have a fun week, John. You asked for this. You heard the waiver." And then it's over. And then it's over. You heard the waiver. You heard the
Cut
disclosure.
to 3 months later.
Yeah, John's at a whole.
John-
John's at a black site in Guantanamo Bay.
full beard.
Yeah.
No-
Hey,
He's like, you don't know the things
did I
I've
win the
suffered.
game? Am I winning the game, guys?
He has no debt, but he's now insane.
Game's won, right? My debt's gone. Like, no, John. Here's a picture of your family. They've moved on. Damn it!
Your
What's
life
up?
is
Sorry,
Shutter
John.
Island. Nothing is real.
Where are they now? Actually, guys, it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Your son's being held over a shark, but it's no big deal.
You heard the disclosure.
Leave Timmy alone.
We told you to take the kids out of the room.
Oh man.
They also heard the disclosure.
I am laughing my ass off. This is so good. It's so good. It should be done.
I
It
really.
shouldn't actually be done. Nobody
I mean,
should do it.
NBC,
Shouldn't, but
here
it
we come.
should.
You know who'll do
You know,
it?
they would-
Fox. They'll fucking do
NBC would
it.
pick this up and then they cancel everything. Just kidding. But this would stay on for like 70 years.
Yeah, look at Japan. They're
This
very
would be
ahead.
the one thing that would go.
This is
No, it would have to
basically
be-
the next Deal or No Deal.
It would be on like the most obscure network.
Should we
you could-
should we think sponsors like Downey?
Oh
No,
yeah.
No, the sponsors are Monster Energy Drink and
like, the
obviously
Wiggles.
marijuana.
Baby
What?
The Wiggles.
and the Wiggles.
Gerber baby food.
Yeah, exactly. Something
Oh
innocuous.
my God. It's got to be. It has to be sponsors that would clearly like people will watch it. It's got to be extreme everything.
What
Doritos,
would the
Yeah.
sponsors?
Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Extreme.
It's anything that can have the word extreme attached to it.
I'm trying to
Starbucks
think.
extreme.
Yeah.
Extra caffeine. We're gonna finally give you a large cold brew.
Surge comes back. Surge comes back just for this.
Yeah, oh, the Mountain Dew ones.
Really annoys
Yeah.
me when I go to get a goddamn nitro cold brew. Like, you can only have a medium. I'm like, fuck you.
For
You signed a
Loco.
waiver,
I
sir.
can handle. Yeah, I'll sign a waiver. I do. I'm like, I'll sign something. Give me the large one. Give me two and put them together. I'm sorry, sir. You can't do it. It's for your safety. I'm like, what the fuck do you think you're serving? You're serving coffee. Anyway, point is, Starbucks sponsor the show. Extreme. Blah, blah, blah.
Extreme
Yes,
Nitro
yes,
Brew.
yes.
You can offer the lighted up special, and it's a fucking Quinte. What the fuck is
That,
it called?
yeah.
A
I don't know what
quad?
you just said. The words out of your mouth.
Whatever. A big
A
one.
toddler size
Yeah.
beverage.
Size of a
A
toddler.
big gold version of the
An actual
cold
toddler.
brew.
Yeah.
You feel good about
That was
this?
bad.
I'm
you
super
set?
into
I feel
this.
good about
I'm set.
this.
I'm
I
set.
don't want to do it, but I would produce the shit out of it.
I would watch it.
I would watch the fuck out of it.
We would all get
I would stay
murdered and
tuned
sued,
like every
but-
single.
We would. Somebody would hate the show and come kill us.
Have you ever seen the
John from South
remake
Carolina,
of
would he?
Step
John from South Carolina
Yes.
sitting at home like, how dare you keep saying
Hey
my
John,
name?
hope you're listening. You're next.
You're next, John.
You heard the audible waiver. Well, this has been awesome. This has been fun and a little so we're disturbing.
Yes,
Just a little bit.
I regret nothing.
It's okay. This is parts of my mind that needed to be opened up. I guess.
I really just needed this today.
I'm a little de-stressed.
Actually, I feel
stressed out.
better now.
Yeah.
I feel better.
Thank
I
you
had a lot of
for the
rage
therapy
earlier,
session.
and now I
Schadenfreude.
don't. This is yes.
You know,
This-
happiness in the misfortune of others. That's an Avenue Q reference. She knows.
This is your chance. This is your chance to plug whatever you or to mention whatever you'd like. Talk about any upcoming things you have going on.
Let's talk about life. No. Yeah.
Your
I have
website?
nothing to plug right now other than me. Yeah,
that.
check me out. I have an Instagram, Fayelyn Bilodeau, my website. Working on some stand-up, which I don't know what's happening with that yet, but yeah. And hopefully other stuff soon. So.
Well,
And then this coming soon, Light It Up reality TV show.
awesome. Well, this has been another great episode of the Writer's Block Party Podcast. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, hit the bell on YouTube, check us out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. That was a great show with Fayelyn Bilodeau. Thank you. Thank you.
Woo! I did it again.
This is good. Good job.
Thanks. That really just de-stressed me.